Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. I have a question for you. Have you ever wondered if what you're hearing is God's voice or your own thoughts? I thought I'd maybe help you with this today because I've heard God's voice at least two times that I can remember. One was a few years ago. And so I'm going to start with that story. One day, I'm very empathic. And I came across this story. Somebody shared it on Facebook, and I made the mistake of reading it. And it was about this severely abused puppy. I'll spare you the details. I won't even tell you the name of that puppy. But that puppy had a horrible life that was passed from owner to owner, Craigslist, and ended up being horribly abused so badly for like months that when it was finally found, the vet had to euthanize it. So I could not get the thought of this puppy out of my head. The puppy was tortured. I was so sad because I'm empathic. It was like I am that puppy. And so I put myself in that poor puppy's place with no hope to escape. And I was crying all the time. I couldn't get it together. And I was really, really headed for a breakdown. And I hated the man they found out who did this. I hated his guts. And I just wanted him to suffer, to be tortured. I wanted him to die. And one day I was just, like crying hysterically like I was doing then and like I can do when I'm really upset. And I was just saying, God, why? Why did he do this to this puppy? Why could he do this to this poor little puppy? And I'm crying. And suddenly, in my head, now I've never heard God's voice with my ears, and you probably won't either. It'll be inside your head. As soon as I ask God why, and I am just totally melting down, this voice inside my head said, what do you think happened to that man to make him what he is today, and how he treated that puppy? And what happened, and I'm getting chills now, instant compassion. And I hardened my heart kind of immediately because I didn't want to forgive the man. But from that moment, I started healing. And the reason that I know that it wasn't my thoughts, it was God, is because I'm not going to stop in the middle of my nervous breakdown, tears, and just be totally full of drama. I'm not going to stop midway through and be logical, like, oh, well, what do you think happened to him? And all this compassion, not me. And so, the voice was so loving and kind. And it didn't tell me, God talks to me in questions. You ever heard of affirmations where you ask yourself questions? A lot of times they're more effective than affirmations because it makes your mind think and solutions come to you. God has always spoke to me in questions because I don't know if that's true with everyone or just because he knows that I would respond to that. Because if you just said, hey, but this man, blah, 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 I just blow it off. So anyway, to the teaching, how to know God's voice. So here are some pointers I can give you based on my experience and what I know of God. Number one, God's voice interrupts with love. It's always love. It's never fear. It's not fearful thoughts. So it's not your thought. Number two is the voice feels higher than you, beyond yourself, beyond your reasoning, which mine that definitely did with the puppy for me. Also, the voice brings instant peace and perspective, which also happened to me. Although, like I said, I hardened my heart a little later, but yes, I definitely experienced that. It's marked by compassion, not condemnation. And finally, the voice changes you in the moment. And like I said, it changed me. I quickly went back to harden my heart, but I started healing from that moment and I was okay then. So those are the 5 points of how to know God's voice, because a lot of times we wonder, was that me? Was at blah, blah, blah. Is this just in my mind? But no, those are the 5 ways you know, based on my experience and what I know of God's voice. So, you know it's God's voice ultimately is because it changes you immediately and forever. So you'll never be the same. So that's it for today. Please, if you got some benefit out of this video, please like, share, and subscribe. And please comment because it helps the algorithm so I can get this message out to more people. I would really appreciate it. I'll see you next time. This is Christine's Frequency. Have a great day.